Hey! Okay, I should be live. I was adjusting the crop because I am now playing windowed, which means I don't need to minimize the game if I want to go do other stuff on the other windows, which is super nice. But what's up, people? If you're watching the backlog, welcome to Game Devs Play Games. Normally it's the whole crew. Today it's just me doing a live stream. And per the popular vote, everyone recommended that I play Dead Space, which is one of my favorite games, so I'm excited to go back to this gem. And in honor of Visceral Games no longer being, someone has to show the world what greatness they developed. At least before, hey, what up, Trent Smith? Thank you for joining the chat. Or the stream, really. But yeah, I'll just jump in. I could do hard. I'm just gonna stick with medium right now, because it's been a very long time since I've played this game. Going live in a dead space. Quiet you, Henry. I'm excited to play this. I've been looking at this in my library for a while, being like, I can't find the right excuse to go back to Dead Space, and now I finally have one. Oh, I'm glad you think Dead Space is great too. This is, I think it was this game that truly inspired my love for horror games, because I played Resident Evil before, but I don't know, it didn't resonate with me as much. And Resident Evil 1, when I was a kid, scared the crap out of me, so I just, like, didn't touch horror for a while after that. Then I played 4, which was, like, it's not really as much of a horror game as it is an action game, but it's still a great game. And then Dead Space was the first game that I played where it was, like, it was a trial to overcome. And, you know, I was younger then, so maybe it scared me a little bit more than it would now. But man, beating Dead Space 1 filled me with so much pride, and ever since then I've always loved horror games as like one of my top genres. Strong independent game developer that don't need nobody. Except if you're talking about Visceral, they did need EA, which EA canned them, so Dead Space's more successful version of Resident Evil 4. I fumbled on my words there, but yeah, I don't know if it's more successful. It might have been, actually, because EA knew how to, well, they didn't really know how to market it, but it still sold like crazy. Yeah, maybe Resident Evil 4 was sort of the last game before the decline of the Resident Evil series. Never played Dead Space, but love the vicariously playing it through. I mean, I encourage you to check it out at some point, Henry. It's definitely worth a try. I think this is one of those few games that even if you know how the game plays, it doesn't really spoil the experience, because it sells you on the horror on the micro rather than the macro of the narrative. And the narrative is interesting too, but oh, yes, I 100% agree with you that it is way more scary than Resident Evil 4 was. So, I've been talking over all this, but basically we're on some kind of engineer shuttle to go fix the Ishimura, and basically that's the garbled signal that we just got back from the ship, so we're like, what's going on? Something must have gotten goofed up, so we might as well just dock and see if we can fix it.
What the hell? Sir, the auto dock. What is it? We're off track. We're gonna hit the hull. Hit the blast shields. That guidance tent is damaged. Switch to manual, now.
Inside the magnetic field? Are you insane? Abort!
No! We can make it inside. Corporal, gave you an order.
No, we can make it inside! I love how that's a kind of cheesy opening. It's just like unnecessarily dramatic. We're just like, we're just an engineer ship. Why did we just go on like a suicide run?
If we had a board that speed and distance, we'd have smashed right into the side of the Ishimura. Now settle down. Let's get to work. Corporal, report.
I feel like the gameplay is better in Resident Evil 4 for the horror genre.
It'll take some time to fix.
All right.
Yeah, I mostly agree. They definitely had a clearer, more refined implementation of that horror survival mechanics. But to be fair, they had 4 iterations,
Clean bill of health for
maybe
everyone.
more. I don't remember what some of the off-series were for Resident Evil. Whereas this was, I think this was Visceral's first horror game? I could be wrong, because Visceral was around for a while, too. Yeah, Isaac Clarke, before you had a voice and much of a face. Because you were basically male horror Samus Aran. Oh boy, I actually do need to remember some of this stuff. Okay, so left bumpers run. Feels a little iffy. I thought there was items on here. Maybe this is before items even exist. Oh, yep, there we go. Oh boy. Oh, okay, let's pause. Here we go. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get good at navigating that, what's it called? Diegetic interface.
You didn't lose power to the port booster. You lost the port booster. Unbelievable.
The Ishimura was the first Planet Cracker class vessel and is now the oldest serving with 62 years of continuous service.
No, I can't stop yet. That means I can't break these. You don't know what you're doing to me, guy.
Guess the power's down everywhere. Isaac, get over here and hack the door pad.
I guess. Alright, you switch doors open, unlock. Okay. Yes, I will open. Male protagonist number 7. Basically. Get some money. Because in the future, vending machines rule all. I love this startup sequence too. This did such a good job at kind of like, you know, teasing you and kind of like leading you along this path of like, oh, I don't know when the bad stuff is going to happen. It's going to happen, but I don't know when it's going to happen.
I can't pick up any broadcasts.
Oh, where'd she go? Ah, well, she's done talking. Was that the health bar on his back? Yep, yep. That's kind of what I meant by diegetic menu. So like, that just means that the interface is built into the game, everything except for the pause screen. Probably the coolest part of Dead Space from a design perspective. I love the diegetic UI. Oh, that's right. Yeah. Well, everything will probably be fine when I hit this button.
Huh, that doesn't look good. She's taken a lot of damage.
The tram system's offline. Getting around is going to be difficult.
Oh, they keep me over here by enticing me with VO. Oh no! What do I do?
Automatic
What-
quarantine must have
what do I
worked
do?
when the filtration system restarted. Everybody relax.
I can't relax. I know what's gonna happen.
Not sure.
I've seen the commercials.
I don't know. Something's in the room.
Oh yeah. Well, it was fun having friends. At some point, Jen will probably come here and sneak up behind me and scare the shit out of me.
Get the hell out of there.
Come on, Isaac, come on! Get in there! Oh no! Oh, I'm safe. Whew. Such a great setup, though. Because you don't have a weapon. I can't even stomp yet. What am I supposed to do? What am I to do but run? I love it. Ah, man, I remember the first time I played through that. I don't think I died, and that was, I think, spoke well to the design of that whole sequence. But it did such a good job at establishing everything that the game was going to be. Alright, left trigger to aim, and oh, that's right. Nice ragdoll, buddy. Okay, now I can punch and foot stomp. Punching's alright. I feel like it was less useful, though, than the stomp. Punching really only came into effect when you needed to, like, kind of knock something down. Kind of wish this game was more open. If you look at the map, it's pretty on rails, but I feel that the horror would be amplified if you truly do not know what to do at some points. I 100% agree with that. Actually, that's sort of what I was hoping would be the case in Dead Space 2 and 3, but they kind of just got more railroaded almost. Oh, now I can stop. Yeah. Oop, that was the wrong button. The control scheme in this game feels great too. I think they did a fantastic job at kind of like making a control scheme that felt really natural, like, you know, reloading with the A button while the gun is out, and just the gun's already going to be out pretty much most of the time, so it all just kind of flows naturally. And that's, I think that's super important if you're going to build a game that technically never pauses. Alright, here we go. Everything's fine. Everything's fine. I can't get that anyway until I get... actually, I'll probably get on that other side at some point. Oh, that's right. There's a quick heal button. That is really nice. The only problem is, sometimes I think you might heal more than you want.
Listen up. They're using the vents. That's how they're getting around the ship. Stay away from now. Get back. Get back.
I also love how they kind of built the flashlight into the gun's laser sights, so it kind of helps illuminate things.
Isaac, we ran into more of them on the way over here. Are you okay?
More what? What the hell are those things? Is that the crew?
Keep your voice down. Whatever they
If you played the ultra hard mode in Dead Space 2, feel like it was the real way to play. I could believe that. I can't remember. I might have only played Dead Space 2 one time, but I think I played New Game Plus, which is sort of not the same experience because everything's easy in New Game Plus. It was only Dead Space 1 that I played every single difficulty and, I mean, basically 100%ed it. And after that, it didn't entice me as well, which I don't know if there was as good of a reason. I kind of do want to go back and play those ones too.
I should be able to access the personnel files. You fix the tram, and I'll help you find Nicole.
Oh man. He's blackmailing me. Use the map screen to check objectives. Yeah, there's that map. Yeah, the map isn't super important for the most part. There are a certain couple of points where you start roaming around a little bit more. I don't remember if this is where I want to go first. But they're definitely enticing me with stomping boxes. Oh, hey, this is the other side of that room. Well, that's definitely a bad guy. Whoop, that was bad aim. Yeah. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and hit this save station. Basically, you could only save 3 times in the whole game, and I don't think you could even pause. Alright, that's pretty delightful. Did I actually save? Oh yeah, it's just a really quick save. Alright. Oh, okay.
We think we figured it out. Smith killed one. Listen, forget about shooting them in the body. You gotta cut off the limbs. Grab a cutter, anything like that. Cut them apart.
Oh! I love that it just like start throwing little things at you to spook you.
Be careful. Shooting them in the body didn't seem to work. Go for the limbs. Dismember them. That should do the job.
Oh yeah. What an interesting gimmick. You wouldn't think that that would make for a very compelling gameplay. And also, like, there's surprisingly not a lot of games that kind of utilize that early on. But it just seems so obvious, you know? And it adds so much considering that, oh, that's right. It adds so much considering that, like, you know, there's not a lot of games that's like, oh, you shoot them in the leg and maybe they'll start, like, hobbling or attack you slower. But for the most part, it's just generally better in most games to not do that and to just kill them instead. How do you feel about audio logs in horror games? You know, I think audio logs can be good and bad. It really, really depends on how you utilize them. In Dead Space, I think they were kind of on that middle line where I'm not quite sure. For the most part, it didn't bother me because it lets me, you know, continue doing stuff. But I think it added to the horror experience of kind of distracting you. So when you start to hear other things, or maybe you're less likely to hear other things like, you know, them crawling around in the vents. Okay.
Looks like that door is malfunctioning, Isaac.
So I think what it basically does is it kind of tricks you, but you want to know the narrative too, so it's sort of a win-lose situation, which I think makes for an interesting, like, relationship. Is this where I learned that they break through vents? No. I do get a stasis pack, though. Those are good money. That's basically all I'm going to use those for. I mean, so long as I can get away with it. Hate when games keep you from game saves keep you kept from you as part of the difficulty, but I agree. I think that in horror survival games it makes sense. I mean, it worked pretty well in Resident Evil 1 with the save ribbons, and I think they did that in 2 also. But basically what it does is it negates that issue of that was a great moment, by the way, because the lights flicker out and you can hear them kind of crawling around above you. But yeah, the limited saves, I think, basically fixes some of the issues of, like, games where you can just save around every single corner, you know, like Skyrim, how that kind of just kills the difficulty of the game in a lot of ways. So there's no, like, permanent choice to anything. Now, the consequence of that is basically that, you know, you just... when you die, now you have to spend that much more time to recover that lost ground. But in a horror game, I think that makes a lot of sense because there are stakes. In some ways, that still is a good design, even if it's not really the modern trend anymore. Remove the stakes from something that, you know, probably should have them, and suddenly... you know, it kind of... this is kind of why in some of the games, some of the horror games we have played on the show, I just kind of shit-talk it, because, you know, I get to a point where I don't feel like I have anything to lose, so why would I care, you know? Oh, here's where I should have been using the stasis, because I have a permanent recharge. Oh, I'm already out of space? Oh, man. Don't really need any health. Ooh, but I do need more ammo. No, I could just... oh, he's already dead. Ah, well. I feel like in horror games, when you die, it should be more like you got scared, so when you have to reload a save, you should go, okay, this time I won't get scared instead of die. Yeah, you know, I think that's fair. And I think it's a tough balance to make, because how do you... Oh, I didn't actually... Oh, I'm surprised that other one stayed. Oh, this one's the broken one. That's why. I thought that I just had to get them both going at the same time. There we go.
Replacing damaged tram car. Please stand by.
I think more show up. Maybe not.
Isaac, you did it.
Oh no, it's just a
Tram's
video.
locking the whole system. When you get the computer online, you'll be able to call the tram from the control room. Faster the better. I can hear something crawling around out there.
There we go. Oh, there you are. Oop. Bloop. And then we just smack him around a little bit. Doop-a-doop-a-doop. This only works so long while I don't have a ton of these guys swarming me, but I'm gonna get away with it while I can.
Tram replacement complete.
Complete. Ah, this feels good. I love this game. Bloop, 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 bloop. Oh, here we go. Yeah, see him up there? And that's foreshadowing too, because we don't fight these guys for a little while. I'm pretty sure. He's just gonna crawl away. Yep. You're like, what was that? What do I do? I might as well save. You're saying that it's a hard balance? I think you meant to... Oh, I did get distracted. It's just a hard balance, I think, to kind of give the player reasons to be scared and not make it revolve around death. And it absolutely can be done. But what's more terrifying than losing your progress in most cases and not make it all about jump scares? And I think that's really the important distinction, because that's often what separates a good horror game from a bad horror game. If you rely purely on jump scares, you know, you might make a pretty compelling experience, but at the end of the day, you know, it may feel like cheap scares, and that's where I start to... Oh, I thought there might have been a guy next to me. And that's where I start to, you know, nitpick with my horror games, because if it just relies too much on jump scares, it's kind of like, what's the point? Now I can just, as soon as I have the means of predicting when jump scares are going to happen, then the whole game falls apart. And some games are clever about it, and I do think there is a right way to use jump scares. I don't know. That's the thing I liked about Dead Space, was that it utilized the atmosphere and the tension of like never knowing when something's gonna happen, and even after it happens, it's scary, because sometimes you're just like, I don't know if I'm gonna survive this, and you have to manage your ammo, and that's why horror survival in general often leads to a pretty compelling experience. Yeah, see, still doesn't mean I have to like having saves taken away. No, and that's totally fair. I think that's like a pretty narrow case of who likes that. I think just at the end of the day, most people won't, and then there'll be that handful of people that may. I see what you mean. It feels like something like Penumbra. The reason I don't like the die the second time is that I'm not scared, so I don't panic and can react better, or benefits from long spans between saves. Yeah, I agree to what both of you guys just said, actually. Oh, I remember this. It's a big old room full of lots of ghouls. There you are. Alright, here's where they start throwing a lot of the, like, just limp body guys, for lack of better terms. I remember the first time I played through this, I was so tense that I just, after this room, I started really just stomping every single body that I ever came across. Alright. Oh, maybe it's not quite as bad. I mean, they're giving me all these explosive barrels because they're going to swarm me at some point. Now, here we go. Oh, I kicked it. I think the one really, really smart thing they did with this game is how they tied in the... see how you can change the aiming reticle? So if you're clever about it, you can either use that to either have better accuracy, just because you have a wider arc, or you could use that to just deal more damage. And I loved that idea. Just because, like, that one single thing basically lets you get away with maxing out nothing but the plasma cutter, and you could beat the game with just that. And it just never felt like it felt lackluster either. Alright. Just scoping things out to see if I'm missing any items. More health. Well, at least if I take damage. Oh my goodness. This would be a great place to come back after I sell a bunch of stuff. Do. Why don't you hold your gun gangsta style to cut legs? So I guess what I'm saying is I don't think that having deep game mechanics with a high skill ceiling is beneficial to a horror game, because in that case you can just become good at it and you're not afraid of baseball because you're bad at baseball. Yeah, I think that's a really good point. I think that it can facilitate horror, but you're absolutely right. It doesn't make horror. That said, if anything's too easy, it still can kind of like take away some of that tension that would have been there otherwise. And I think that's what the later Dead Spaces started trying to do with their cinematic sequences. And Dead Space 1 also had it too, where there were just a lot of like crazy action sequences that were just, you're just like, Isaac Clarke, how did you survive any of this nonsense? I guess I did the thing I needed. Oh, that was a bad time to check my map. Actually thought there was more than one guy. That's alright. Give me that! Yeah, they really didn't do a ton of damage either. But I guess it's still pretty early on. And I'm playing normal mode. Oh? Oh, I'm going down, I see. So far not bad though, only got hit once. Can't complain too much. especially for being so rusty at this game. Alright. Familiarity kills horror. Playing a game again makes things less scary, except for the anticipation of scary points. I mostly agree. I think you can sort of negate that still. Did I not pick up the thing I needed? It said objective complete. Man. Whoops. Well, my bad. That's what I get for just kind of rambling on, I guess. Sorry. Familiarity. Yeah, I guess, like... Familiarity kills horror when it relies on things like jump scares or a narrative to scare the player. But I think in a lot of ways, it's not exclusive to that. I mean, you can do randomized stuff, right? Like, Slenderman is a good example of a game that might be able to negate some of those problems. Oh, how do I get in there? Oh, I'm a doofus. Alright, here's the data board. That's what I needed. Oh, yeah. Oh, I know. I'm so excited to upgrade this thing. Well, I might as well just spend one of those to grab this guy. Yeah, and I don't want to say that, you know, unpredictability is the only way to make that work. But it's definitely a potential solution to that. Alright, so my general strategy with this is to kind of just like go all out on things that deal damage. And I'm probably going to focus on the plasma cutter for a while just because... Oh, there we go. I had a feeling he was alive. I was like, I don't remember that body being there. They're making a Slender movie. Oh, goodness. I could see that being creepy, though. I feel like it's inherent to horror in general that's probably why you survive horror games with lots of actions, or that you have reason to replay. I agree. Yeah. 3-hit KO. That's the way you want it. Man, I forgot how easy normal mode is, though, just because, like, hardest mode, these guys will drop maybe less ammo than you're spending. So you have to get real clever about how you're attacking these guys. But even that's kind of an awesome thing to experience. Alright, we'll put that in this. Yeah, there you go. Oh, this is just the tram. I see.
Shipwide tram system reinitialized. All trams now operational.
I'm sure you guys will all survive this. See you later. Bye.
All right, we're on board and heading to the bridge. Good work.
Thanks.
Strange. The quarantine just lifted.
Whatever was in the flight lounge must have left. That's lucky for us. Isaac, get back to the Kellion and prep it for launch. We'll find out what we can from the bridge and meet you there.
If we live that long, you're out of your league, Hammond. This is suicide. We're going to
Your
die
lack
out
of
here.
confidence in me is duly noted, Miss Daniels. But I have a mission to complete, and that's exactly what I am going to do, with or without you. Do we understand each other?
Just get us out of here alive.
You know, the voice acting's not bad. Sometimes the writing isn't the greatest, but I kind of dig the voice acting. What? Bottles? Alright. By the way, when I'm given the side eye, that's me reading the chat. It's just in the other window. The sound design of this game is fantastic too. I think this is one of the best examples in the last many decades of a game that I don't actually remember if this guy comes back. Or maybe he does. I don't know if this is him. But yeah, I think that first guy was just there to spook me. I'm afraid no ghosts! I guess I wasted ammo on that first guy, but it's alright. This is normal mode. I'm allowed to waste ammo here. I don't remember... I might be thinking of the later games where... Oh no, I think this game had power nodes that unlock doors too. They were almost always worth it because you would get another power node in there. Maybe that's what I should have saved. I'm gonna do that. Next power node I get, I'm not gonna spend it right away.
We made it to the bridge. It's a nightmare. No survivors.
Love guys that value their job over their lives. Hey, I might be one of those guys, Henry. Maybe. I've certainly had enough late nights where I'm pretty sure I'm slowly giving myself dementia. But you know, it'll be worth it. Yeah, stomp up onto that couch. Whoop, that's not the button I meant to push. There's a quick turn. What is the quick turn? That's not the quick turn. Is it? Maybe there's not a quick turn. Basic controls. Move back, rig, activate, sprint, punch, foot, stomp. Quick health pack. Map hotkey, missions. Oh, maybe there isn't one. I thought there was a quick turn. Ammo toggle, reload. Well, alright. Guess I just gotta do things the hard way. I'm glad you like talking about this stuff. I love talking about this stuff too. It makes me happy that other people have a good time with this. Wait. Why am I in here? I don't actually remember the narrative reason for this. This is probably fine. This is probably fine. This is probably fine. Well, welcome to the Ishimura, motherfucker. It's a bit different. You guys are given piece of your life health for your job. Hold on, I'll read the rest in a sec. Boop. For your job, like, I'm talking about willing to... Just a second. They are rudely interrupting. No running at the pool! Oops. There you go. Man, I'm not very good with these shots right now.
What the hell is happening down there?
I love that the like two-armed guys, they kind of force you to change up your reticle. They're the first enemy to make you kind of think about that. And as the second enemy of the game, that makes perfect sense to me. You know, you can turn the plasma cutter sideways, right? Yeah, I know. This is what I just realized I was being a doof about. I'm trying to get good at not missing so that I can deal maximum damage all the time.
Med lab status.
Oh, I can't save.
Deceased.
What? How?
Oop.
I can't access that information.
Oh, I could.
Find the captain,
You
and
know
you'll
what?
find his rig. With his authorization codes, I can crack this computer wide open.
Damn it. Isaac, I'm sending the tram back to your location. Get to the medical deck and find that rig as fast as you can.
What was that?
Man, they even spook you through the audio and the like video stuff. I'm gonna go ahead and waste one of these, just so that I can hold more ammo. I should have done this sooner. Oh my goodness, I keep picking up the same thing. You go over here. I swear. It's only one bullet, but I'm gonna start getting more than just that. Oh, you don't know what you're doing to me, guy! Oop. I will just drop this guy too. Have you heard that they're remaking System Shock? I know a guy that worked on System Shock, actually. I worked with him at Spooky Cool Labs. But I did not know that. At least I'm pretty sure it was System Shock. All I remember is that it was like a first-person shooter with psionic powers. I could be thinking of something else, but either way, that's kind of cool. I should check out the original System Shock.
Find new weapons and items at the store, and place extra items in the safe.
Oh, I should have just kept that med kit, because then I would have just sold it here. Oh well. Yeah, there's nothing else. Oh well, whatever. Yes, I would like to sell things. Okay. Well, I have the plasma cutter, so I don't need that. Oh, that's right, I can put things in a safe. Honestly, I'll, Ooh, I could sell this. Wait, how much is, Oh, that's right, I can get new suits. Power nodes are 10,000. Sell this and get 5,000. I think I'll do that. Yeah, baby. Yeah, I haven't played it either, and I feel the remake is a good way of introducing the classic. I agree. That's one of the things that I really like about us kind of being in this strange place of remaking a lot of old classic games. Just because it sort of reintroduces it to a lot of audiences that might not have played it otherwise. Oh, I could spend 3 and hit another damage point. I could also just do capacity. I could do reload. I want to save 1 for those locked doors. So I'm going to just go ahead and hit capacity. And I'll put 1 here, and I'm going to save that last one. What exactly do you do, Chris? I know you're a game dev, but I don't recall you seem to have pretty expansive knowledge of it all. So I was largely a QA for most of my career. I was a QA contractor at Spooky Cool Labs, which is now Zynga Chicago, and I left before it turned into Zynga because I did not want to work for Zynga. No offense to anyone that does, honestly, because Zynga's alright. Zynga Chicago makes online gambling games, and that's not a world I wanted to be part of. Before that, actually, I interned at a place called Music Dealers, which is no longer existing, but we rebuilt a terrible Facebook game. And I was a QA for a couple of other companies for a while. Oh, that's right. I was a QA in corporate software for a while because I wanted to make livable wages for a little bit, and that was nice. And most notably, I am... Oh, that's right. Now I have the telekinesis node. Or kinesis module. Same thing. And right now I'm the associate producer at Phosphor Games, so I'm actually doing something other than QA for once. And I've been running Affinity Archives for a while now and making indie games or, you know, general game industry or, you know, not all of it's game dev, but like, you know, I run this show which is game industry related. Oh yeah, schematics. That's that nice stuff. QA is stress testing. Oh, sorry, I should have explained. Yeah, QA is basically troubleshooters. They're the guys that, or people, not just guys, I don't want to say that, but QAs are the people that effectively will test software, and in this case they would test games and they'd find the bugs, they'd log all, you know, 2,000 of them, and the devs would fix maybe 500 of them. At least that's been my experience. I know that sometimes they hide stuff in the train rails. I don't think they do it this early though. Yeah, quality assurance. Thank you, Henry, for clarifying what I've been bad at explaining.
Isaac, are you there? We were attacked. Kendra's gone. 1 minute she was there, and I can't believe I lost her. We can still
She's probably up to something. I mean, she might be in trouble.
Looks like the crew barricaded the door to the emergency wing. We have to blow through it to get to the morgue. Get some thermite from medical storage and a shock pad from zero-G therapy. Should be down the corridor. God, communication is useless in all this static.
Okay, so I gotta get a thermite bomb, which is yonder. So Bethesda doesn't have any QAs? Oh, I get it. Yeah, well, more likely than anything, Bethesda probably has a really good team of QAs, but realistically, most of their bugs, they're probably just not willing to fix. Most likely... Oh, wow, they just now explained the alternate firing. But most likely, a lot of them are like deep-seated bugs that are in their proprietary game engine that they use to build stuff with. And it would just take too much work to fix those bugs, so they just keep persisting. That, or they, like many game studios... Oh, of course I missed it. Or also, very likely, they, like a lot of other game dev studios or, you know, production houses, just don't believe in treating their QAs well. I experienced it myself at a lot of other studios. Spooky Cool Labs was great to work for, but the owners thought QAs were the scum of the earth, and I never understood it. So it's just, sometimes it's the way it is. EA pays their QAs minimum wage, so... So when you treat QAs like that, yeah, they're not going to do the best job. Man, I wasted a lot of ammo there. Oh, you snuck up on me. Jeez. Gonna a little run away for a second. I was trying to, here, I'll do it here. I was trying to do this. Or not. Come on. Ow. Sometimes they don't always work. Where are they? There we go. This is what I'm going for. Now I can use this. Bang! Oh, it's not the right kind. Oh, there's something shooting things at me. Oh, whoa, whoa. There we go. I gotta get used to that kinetic module again. Or kinesis module. Basically, I was trying to get one of the sharp arms and shoot it back at them. I have a hard time remembering exactly which ones are the best ways to get that to happen. I hear one somewhere. It's probably downstairs. Oh, see, this is what I was trying to get. I know I said that last time, but... Where are you? Alright, I'll come find you. Oh, there you are. Well, all that for nothing. Oh, there's one of these down here. Oh well. I can use it on this last guy or two. Do. Whoop. Whoop. I should probably boogie. Oh, he's got armor. Alright, now I can actually look at stuff. It must not be in the budget. The moment when you're thirsty but you don't want to miss anything, and Bethesda would have even more without them. So did you actually look at the code, or more like testing by playing? It really depends on where you work and kind of what they're looking for. A lot of places actually look for automated testers, which means you're not only often looking at code, but you're writing your own code in something like Python and kind of writing scripts so that they can run through a series of steps. That's a little bit more rare in the games industry. You find that more in the corporate land. But for the most part, no, I didn't actually have to look at any code. And in fact, if I even opened up the editor, the rest of the programming team or the staff would be like, "Wow, you know so much." I'm like, "This isn't complicated. It's just I know what to look for." I was leading to a point with that. Yeah, I don't remember. But yeah, for the most part, you don't have to even look at code. It's just playing by testing. Oh, and that's why, like, QA used to be, like, the entry level to the games industry. Like, that's what you would do if you wanted to get a job in industry, and that would lead you down other career paths. Now, that's not as much the case as it used to be, because QA sort of turned into its own career path. That's why you get a lot of guys that, you know, work as a QA for 10 years before they move anywhere else. I'm lucky that I only had to work 6 years before I... Oop, that was the wrong one. Before I got to, you know, shift titles.
We have to assume that the colony's problems are somehow connected to the marker.
You can assume all you want to. I do not. The marker is glorious and divine. You
The marker!
God moves in mysterious ways.
Anyway, we'll have it on board
gold
tomorrow. You can
semiconductor.
analyze it all you want to. What are you so worried about?
Worried? Captain, people are dying down there, killing each other. Is this
Sideways guns are good against legs.
unitology
Sideways
teaches
guns are good against legs, but they deal less damage. Each of these little dots basically is a damage point. So if I go sideways, I'm basically dealing 1 point of damage instead of 3 points of damage. I'm 90% sure that's how it works. I could be wrong though. This is just what I interpreted from my experience as a kid. Sounds so... It's like finding ways of falling out of your map or sequence breaking, doing more stuff before you should, or just having odd behavior. Basically, yeah, that's a good way of looking at what QA is. Basically, speedrunner's worst enemy. I'm watching you, Chris. Well, I mean, kind of. At the same point, though, a QA might be a speedrunner's best friend, because who better to give your speedrunning bounties to find shorter ways than a QA? Eh? But trust me, oh man, any kind of software needs some good love and care from a QA before it ever sees the world. A lot of people think that they can skip that step, but you get a lot of really terrible just messes of games because of that. Well, QAs may not really care about small stuff as long as it doesn't break the game. You'd be surprised. I've had my fair share of logging, 200 bugs on things that seemed relatively trivial, and even the devs were like, that's such an edge case that why did you even bother, Chris? I'm like, it's still a bug. If you're running short on things to do, might as well fix some of these little things, I don't know if I have much to sell. I'll sell that gold semiconductor. Yeah, beautiful. Oh, and look at all this ammo. Oh, I could buy another node, which I think I will do. Could also buy a level 2 suit. Oh, it has more inventory slots. Okay. I'm gonna be ballsy. Or become a QA to get good at speedrunning. Hey, there you go. I mean, it's a good way to do it. Good QA is really good at practice too, just for being a developer, because if you don't know how to QA your own stuff, I mean, then you're gonna make a lot of buggy stuff. Find a sequence breaks and don't report. That's like really playing the long game. Okay, gonna die. Gotta go for H2O. Hydrate yourself, Henry. I have my water. Alright. Now I'm gonna get another power node. Because I'm crazy. I'm gonna laugh if I screw myself over for that. Isn't there a, oh, maybe the workbench was in the other room. I'll just use it when I come across it next. Okay, so now we go... Wait, isn't that where I just came from? I left it early. Yet again. That's what I get for not checking my map. Yeah, alright, I'm not crazy. Oh, I should have refilled that stasis module. That's alright. Oh. I don't think I explored all of the unlocked rooms. Whoops. Come on. There you go, Isaac. Yeah. I don't regret anything. Oh. Wow, they're very generous with save stations early on. Game comes out first day on speedruns.com. You submit a run where you skip the whole game. I mean, But the thing is, though, you have to, like, have it documented, right? So someone else could just, like... Yeah, I always like this. Baby monsters are terrifying. Get a whole game skipper, then that game won't be fun for speedruns for long. It's true, but you get the you get the world record. Also true. Yeah, it would probably be fun to hold that title for even just like a minute. I'm gonna go back and make sure I didn't miss any other rooms. I know I'm kind of wasting a little bit of time, but I might as well hit up that stasis recharge anyway. One thing I really think was a smart choice on the devs of this game is that they don't just like continuously spawn new monsters as you leave places and then come back to them. Oh wow, yeah, I didn't even go in here. Man, what am I doing? Chris, you's a fool. Smash. Okay, that's the way I came from. Did I go in here? I think so. I'll look in here anyway. Okay, yeah, that's the bookshelf. I think this is just a big corridor. Yes. Okay, I think that's everything. Time to go kill some alien babies. This is definitely where the wide shot is probably better. Okay. Just kick you out of the way. Did I pick that up? Yeah, I did. This is maybe a little early for that, but eh. Man, I really did not see him sitting there. Where are you at? There you are. There you are. You cut that out. Ooh. Watch this. Whoa. Ah, that didn't work. Damn, these guys are so hard to hit. I ain't afraid of no babies. I feel like there's still another one in here. Maybe not.
Alright, that thermite you picked up should be able to melt through the barricade.
Yeah, baby. Give me that power node.
I can hear something big moving out there.
Alright, now I'm allowed to leave. This would be a great time to add some new guys in here. Especially like right in front of the recharge station. Yeah, there he is. Ah, I hate it when they spit stuff. Yeah. Such a genius level design. They like slowly push you back to the point where you might actually walk through those doors. Oh, I love it. I think the intended idea or strategy there is just to use up your stasis because you can just refill it. Of course, like when you're thinking in a panic mode, you're not gonna think about that. And I mean, I didn't, but you know, I think it's clever. All right, I think it's safe to actually catch up on what you guys are saying. Saying that when you can beat a game near instantly, then there are less impressive shortcuts being found, variables being introduced, just doing the same shit you can get in same times. Yeah. There's its own glamour of getting world record on anything, even if it's like short-lived, or it's the same reason why on YouTube people will say like first, because just it's cool. It feels like you've claimed something. Nah, I can't sell enough of this to get another one. But I want to. Okay, now we're going the other way finally. Don't do it! Don't do it! No! He did it. Pretty generous with these stasis refills too. I guess this is at that point of the game where... Oh yeah. Okay, so here's the crazy thing too. You can start the workbench and enemies can kill you while you're on the workbench. I mean, it's the same thing with like reading text logs and stuff too, so it's always a risk. Here we go. This is why I kept those power nodes. It is almost always worth it though. I think worst case scenario, you just even out. But there's usually some pretty decent stuff in here. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
All this time, I wouldn't be certain of that. There was nothing divine in what I saw.
We must embrace this. We are the first witnesses.
Matthias isn't letting anyone down in the colony. It's under quarantine until we learn more.
To hell with Matthias. He of all people should know that this is greater than him, or the operation, or even the company. This is our deliverance.
Keep your damn voice down. People are dying down there.
Only the worthless and the unbelievers. But I believe. Do you believe, Terrence? Do you?
Pretty sure that Viralis TV just spammed emojis last time they were here too. But if you're a real person, what's up? I would have liked to see huge areas with hundreds of necromorphs in a game like this. The least populated ship. Oh, this is like the least populated ship ever. Yeah. Like when they make safe zones unsafe and common occurrences dangerous, like opening doors and climbing ladders. I love that too, because it's setting up and defying expectations, and especially when they encroach on things that are normally safe. It kind of keeps that constant stress on. Come on, there you go. Oh, you didn't drop anything? Can I pick this up at least? Oh, it's not one of the things I can fling. Thought I could fling their tails. Maybe if I stomp it off? No, that's not very weapon-like. Oh, I think there's one that pops up in here. He is just a distraction. Pretty sure he just killed himself, too. You gonna appear? No? I could be wrong. There he is! They wait for you to get the power node. Alright, I think that was everything in here. It's time. Just gotta throw that sucker in there. Bloop. Why is that still locked? Oh, hey, look at that. Line racks. Some fancy ammo for some fancy people. The line gun is pretty good. It's definitely, it's like mega version of the plasma cutter. There you are. Don't mind me, I'm just gonna squish your limbs. Oh. I don't know if there's any more. Yeah, I think it was just those two. Cool. Recharge my stasis, because these things are everywhere. There's nothing over here. Alright. Whoop. That's some puzzle design. Hey, and a save spot. Except they never do that with elevators. They do, I think. Only once. And I might be thinking of Resident Evil, but I'm pretty sure they do it at least once, and it's kind of, it gets, I think it got me good when it first happened. Which is kind of generous because I think it's the only thing in the game that's actually safe. Sometimes elevators are hidden loading zones, and that's definitely true. Most of the time when you see something that closes you off from everything, that's probably a load zone. But that's why it's clever to like, oh right, oxygen, I have no time to read your tutorials, I have oxygen to consume. And resources to gather. It's even better when you fight enemies out here. Oh, it's so good. Oh, that was it? Alright. Is there anything floating around out here? They do that sometimes. Oh, yeah, baby. They think you're gonna miss that because you're stressed about your time. I like that Isaac starts like choking up too because he's like, oh, I'm having a hard time breathing. Get me inside. And you still have to wait for the door to open, and the door has to reseal before you stop counting down on O2. I love it. It's so funny to me because it's such a great way of keeping you stressed when you're like really pushing your limit. Oh yeah. Never needed no gravity, no how. Okay, so I aim and then push Y. I hear flappy meat things happening. I think it's just this dead guy next to me. But when do the bad guys appear? Where do I put this? Oh, I put it over there. Alright. We'll just jump that way. And we'll jump that way. Maybe they only come out when I come back to this spot. If that's even a thing. I can't go over here? Oh. There's gotta be some items over here. It's like prime hiding spot. What is this? Oh, well, alright. Alright, I'll move on. Oh, there's some items. They're in the boxes. There we go. Alright. Thank you. Yeah, maybe it's just the one. Oh well. Final Fantasy VII did it. Yep. This game has like 0 load screens. I just realized that. Yeah, oh yeah. They really wanted you to feel like you were stuck in this environment. Which, I mean, like, they have the load zones for the new sections, which were generally just what the train is. But yeah, they were really, really clever about how they hid the load zones. Oh, I think that's another one of those differences in hard mode, is that more of these boxes are locked. I always thought it was so mean that they just have, like, some of them just sitting there locked, and you're just like, let me open this! There they are. I don't know where that guy just went. You know what? I'm just gonna go over here. Howdy. What's up?
You're streaming over here.
Yup. Yeah, just because it's easier and I'm trying to, like, give myself fewer reasons to not stream, so I do it more often. And I'm trying to, like, be a jerk right now and just conserve my ammo, but it's not working so well.
Aww.
Oh, wait, maybe. Come on. Yeah. That didn't work. This is like this silly stuff I used to do when I was playing the hardest mode of this game. Yeah! Blowed up. But you have to do little tricks like this in order to survive when you're playing this on the hardest mode, because you're like, I don't have enough ammo for anything.
Is that the one you're playing it on?
No, I'm playing it on normal mode. Just cuz. But the instincts are real.
I like the floaty guts.
This is Jen, by the way, if any of you guys haven't seen her. I know you know who she is, Henry, but I think Trent is a newer member of the show.
Hi, Trent.
Alright, now to find all the floating loot.
Yeah, I also don't go on the Discord.
That's okay. I'm the only one that goes in the Discord.
I did when you first got it, but I don't. So I don't have it open at work, and that's why I don't go on it.
Yeah, that's
and
fair.
when I'm home, I like don't go.
Yeah, I can get away with it at work.
I can get away with Slack because we use Slack at work.
How do you feel about audio cues giving away the ending of encounters? Would prefer there just being no music? I kind of agree. In a way, I feel like it kind of adds to the experience, since, you know, it means that you can have a little bit of freedom to explore. Bang. Didn't mean to shoot him in the head, but...
I can think of examples of that more in, like,
come on,
shows. Like, when the music suddenly gets uplifting, and it's because the hero character is hopping in frame. I'm like, oh, here comes the hero.
Yeah, and I think in shows and film, it doesn't spoil as much. Just because it's like, well, you kind of can predict that stuff anyway.
Yeah.
But in a horror game, it's like, you know, the whole point of Dead Space is that you don't know when you're safe, and literally at any point, these guys can just pop out and start killing you.
These things are gross as shit.
Oh, it's fantastic.
Is it like, what is it?
It was a human once.
I figured, but it looks like something's crawling out of its gut.
It's kind of the idea. Just to finish my thought on the audio cues thing, though, I think that it's smart if audio designers know how to utilize that. So if you've established that, you know, when the stress music stops playing that the player is safe, suddenly, if there's a moment where, if suddenly there's a moment where now you get attacked after the music stopped, now you're destroying the own conventions you've established, and you're more likely to scare the hell out of your player by doing that.
That's a good point.
Where are these guys? I hear them somewhere.
Unexpected.
Yeah, exactly. It's you know, setting up something. Yeah, get out of here. Give me your money.
Curb stomping him feels very like desperate, like, oh god, just die already.
Oh, I love it. It's so good because it's like probably the most iconic thing about Dead Space is panicking and just curb stomping every carcass you run across because you're like, I don't know, it could come alive again.
You motherfucker.
I think it's the funniest thing. And the first time I played this, I only have one node. I'm not going to spend that. But it's like, the first time I played this game, I was in such a stressful panic that I would do that. I'd just be like, nothing is safe. This is also just the easy way to tell if a body's going to kill you or not. Oh, no, not these guys. I hate these guys. They waste all your ammo. This is the only reason to get a flamethrower. Which is not a bad gun.
I like the way they move, like tumbling around.
I'm just going to squish him. Oh, did I hear? Shit. Thought I heard a big guy. You stop that. You stop that right now.
Is that like shock them?
Ah, oh god, there's more.
Speaking of panicking.
It's just like slow-mos them, so it makes them easier to kill. Eddie goes on Discord. Are you guys as cool as Eddie Jen? What? Eddie, oh, are you as cool as Eddie, comma Jen?
I don't know. He's definitely prettier.
Can you guys hear Jen okay? I know she's kind of far away from the mic, but... I hate these things. I hate them. Ah!
You should watch like Life is Strange or Oxenfree. Or what else have I played on the show?
Oxenfree was a great one.
That was great.
I really like Firewatch.
Firewatch.
Yeah, Poi was pretty good. You had more to talk about with Poi than I expected you to, too, so I was pretty happy with that. Alright. Oh, yeah, they want me to blow up stuff. I'm gonna buy some stuff. What do I have, anyway? I've got some sellable stuff. But at one point they brought... Oh! I was gonna say, I thought at one point they brought an enemy in this room.
I could read one character out of that.
On the
Japanese.
Nice. Yeah, I never thought about that. Pulse rounds. Oh, I had a schematic. Gonna sell this jazz. I don't need air cans. I don't need line racks. I don't know if I'll buy the line cutter. Yeah, okay. I'll sell this, because who needs health packs? And I'll sell this. And now...
Famous last words.
But now I can buy 3 power nodes. Now I have 4 power nodes. I can upgrade so much stuff when I come across another upgrade terminal. Looking forward to see Jen on the next Life is Strange. Yeah. It's gonna happen, man. She's just got to finish stuff with grad school. She's busy.
I gotta stop applying, and then we can play. Which should be by the end of the month. Because it's due by the end of the month, and if I don't finish, then I'm fucked.
Yeah. Although you have at least one interview coming up, so that's promising.
It's so much work, you guys.
This is Senior
Just
Medical
pick up.
Officer Nicole.
Oh, that was just a video. Oh, this is Isaac Clarke's wife. This is why you're here.
Nobody would tell us what's
I feel like I know snippets about this game, but I've never played
We
it.
are not equipped to deal with this.
I love this. How they like, it takes a while to open the door because they want, well, I guess that's a loading sequence too, but sometimes if they don't want you to go in a door early, it just like keeps loading until the like cutscene is done.
I can't tell from here when that log was made. I'm sure she's around here somewhere.
Oh, I never realized that you could actually cancel audio from your teammates. You could just be like, nah, I don't want to listen to you right now, I'm busy.
Oh. I'm curious what all the graffiti says.
It's a lot of like, oh boy. Oh, I should have kept my health kit for this.
See? What'd I say?
I forgot about this room.
What'd I say?
All right. There's some tricks to this, but it's gonna get worse. It's gonna get so much worse.
This room to me feels like, I don't know, classic horror scene.
Because it's like
Flashy lights, you're out in the open, there's like, when you finally see all the bodies, and then you're also being hunted.
and it's like medical, like
yeah.
I'm gonna use that. Come on.
It's like in the point of the plot where like,
Oh, he's
you
not
know
dead.
you're in trouble, but you haven't put all the pieces together yet.
Yes.
That little piece of shit can climb.
Come on. You know what? I could probably just kill him. Yep. So the whole, I don't know if you know much about this, but the idea is you shoot their limbs to deal more damage to them, because shooting them in the head or their body doesn't do much damage.
That's kind of cool. It's counterintuitive.
Yeah, and a lot of the mechanics of the game are built around that idea.
Right.
So, you know, that's why they have long but slender limbs, and it gets really hard to shoot them while they're, you know, frantically running at you and you're in a panic, which is really, really clever. But, you know, it still deals damage when you shoot them. That's why I was like, I think he is almost dead. Yeah. Just boop.
Boop.
Alright, I think I got all the good stuff in here.
I think I'm gonna pop back out.
Okay.
Kneeling on the floor hurts.
Yeah. I mean, you can hang out on the couch if you want. Thanks for hanging out for a little bit.
Yeah, I want to say hi. Have fun killing monsters.
Oh, I will.
Former humans.
I'll be dreaming of vent monsters tonight.
Oh, God.
What else did I miss? I have a feeling it would actually be more creepy if there was no music and you could just have a super hearing, super hearing. I mean, that is what Dead Space sort of relies on part of the time. But you're right, like they kind of break that mold with heavy-duty action sequences. Good luck on your stuff, Jen. I don't know if she saw that, but I'll relay that to her. Okay. Now we get to put this good old battery in the good old socket, wherever that is. Oh, there it is. Alright. Alright. Wait, was that a yes? I'll take that. Okay. Now I should be super good. I was just thinking about this room. I was like, is this in... I wonder if that one room is in Dead Space 1 or 2. Although I kind of remember this in Dead Space 2 because you kind of re-explore the Ishimura at some point. Oh, I missed that. Alright. That was a great death sound. Oh, there we go. That's the good stuff. Oh, well, that missed. Come on, there we go. Oh, come on. Oh, mid-air jumps. Don't mind me. Just gonna go ahead and take this and then shoot that and take that and... Alright, well, none of those are working. Good times. Yeah, it was probably a good thing that I bought that armor. Alright, time for one of these suckers. Yes, good looking at your stuff. Halfway done with my sprite. When I'm finished, I'm gonna animate it to use in my streams. Nice, yeah, I saw a little bit of that sprite in at least I think that might have been your sprite in your Link to the Past randomizer. Nice, I love spriting, but never make... Oh yeah, look at all this. Oh. Oh. Okay, Henry. Although you're still pretty good about chatting even when you're on your phone, so I'm sure I won't notice the difference. Oh. Oh. There were little items tucked off in the corners in some spots.
Hello? Can anybody hear me? My name is Eileen Fisk. I just woke up in here and everybody was gone. I don't know what's happening.
Ah, so that's where I don't want to go then.
I'm going to try
to go over here first.
If you can hear this, please come for me. I can hear scratching in the wall. Hello? Who's there? Are you a doctor? Why is everyone... Wait, I know you. You're Harris, the prisoner from the colony. You killed that nurse.
Ooh.
Help! Somebody help me! Please!
Boy, oh boy. Yeah, sweet, sweet loot. They entice you to come over here too because they have the air machine over here, or the recharge for oxygen. And so when we're running back through this area later, we're gonna be like, oh man, I gotta go over there. And then get swarmed by a dozen of those guys and just hate every second of it. Oh yeah. This is probably fine. This is probably fine. Everything is okay. Oh, alright. Well, that ended about the way we expected. I was wondering how they make the enemy sounds. Should have Eddie jump on the stream and talk about that. I'm sure he would know. He made some really interesting sounds for some of the games we've worked on the past, with like stirring a pot of mac and cheese, or like cutting up cabbage with a knife in his bathtub. Like, it's pretty cool seeing a lot of audio devs work on, or audio designers work on their stuff. In your great position to make jokes being a dev, this sounds like was sampled from when I walked into the director taking a dump. Hopefully you don't torture animals to make those sounds. I mean, I'm sure it's happened. That's probably fine. That's okay.
Chief Science Officer Dr. Kine reporting. The colony's problems concern me greatly. I have no doubt they are somehow linked to the discovery of the marker, but the exact nature of that connection is still unknown. Almost 40% of the colonists are experiencing a form of dementia. The obvious symptoms are acute depression, insomnia, and hallucination. Incidents of violence and even murder also indicate extreme paranoia. Dr. Mercer has advised that I bring some of the affected on board for study. Dr. Wellen, the planet-side psychiatrist, has reported that his own analysis has been fruitless. I'm hesitant to rely on Dr. Mercer at this point, but I need his expertise. We need solutions, and we need them quickly.
So ominous. I always thought the narrative to this was pretty cool. Alright, here we go. This is... Oh, I remember this. Oh. Okay. He's gonna break through. Basically, just want to kill this guy as quick as possible. Because he's gonna make your life super miserable. Ah, yeah. So basically how these winged guys work is that they'll just make more monsters with corpses. It's... If you don't know that, you'll let him go for a little while, he'll make a lot of super guys, and you're just like, I was not ready for this. It's pretty clever design, though. And this is really at that point where you're like, alright, well now I'm really going to dismember every single body that I come across, because if these guys keep showing up, then there's going to be a million monsters. Yeah, that wasn't too bad. I just have memories of this zone being a real pain. Is that you being scared, Chris? Don't lie. Just more reminiscing on past scares where I where I was definitely stressed. Alright. Oh, it's this place. Okay, yeah, I was just here. Oh. Oh yeah! There he is! I was right! Man, I forgot that they threw one of the big guys. Oh, dance. You want to dance? Oh, this isn't the save zone area. Never mind. I thought this was. Oh, I have health. I'll use this little guy. Oh wow, actually that healed more than I thought it would.
Somehow one of them found a way down to the captain's nest. I managed to contain it in a damaged escape pod. Lifting executive lockdown now. I found the deck logs. Whatever is happening around here, it came from the planet when they cracked it open. It spread to the colony and reached the ship.
Loving your Doki Doki play. Oh, I'm so happy that that episode has come out finally. With Doki Doki and the chocolate. Oh, it's so funny. I'm glad you're enjoying it too, though. I'm having way too much fun with Doki Doki. Yeah, I'm not watching Doki Doki until the twist happens. I just want to get that backlog going. That's fair, man. It's definitely going to be a good one to just binge watch. Yeah, now I can buy line racks. Wow, I've got a lot of stuff. I'm going to sell these. I could put that all in the safe, but I'll do that for some of this other stuff. So I'll do that with pulse rounds. They don't even sell for that much anyway. Oh, I'm so close. I might as well sell this. I have now 5 nodes. Whoa. Okay. So now we just go back to the tram, I believe. Wait, is there something in there? No. And I think I scoped this out already. Cool. And off we go. Looking forward to how you look at some very specific plot devices later. Ooh, I'm excited. Chapter 2 complete. Yeah, I'll save. I can't remember how many chapters there are in this. I feel like there's 8. I think they start getting a little quicker at certain points, though. I have not finished Doki Doki. Currently in our recording, the last thing that we did was just hit that twist. And, oh boy. I'm not super happy with my reaction, but Tony's reaction is...
First, there's no fuel in the engines. Second, the gravity centrifuge is offline, which means there's a couple of trillion tons of rock pulling us down. I need you to get that centrifuge operational. Refuel the main engine and fire it up so I can stabilize the ship's orbit.
Plasma energy. Man, I still am convinced that there was a quick turn. I might just be hallucinating. Much like this game wants you to do. There's some really, really awesome rare items that are hidden along in various parts of this game. I think there was an achievement for one of them, too. Oh, maybe this is what I was thinking of, where you get attacked.
Personal log. Acting Chief Engineer Jacob Temple.
Yup.
It's been 2 days since they pulled that planet open, since...
Oh, they won't let me dismember him.
The panic, the riots, they were nothing compared with what came after. Our friends, our co-workers, started coming back. Changed, coming back to kill us, drag us away. Rucker disappeared this morning, and I have to assume he's dead. My crew, they're starting to crack. I'm trying to keep an eye on them, but right now I have bigger problems. We're hemorrhaging fuel, and the primary engine is laboring. Danvers and I are going to try to reach the fuel depot to see if we can fix it. Temple out.
Did you see it coming? I kind of saw it coming. It's ping. Oh yeah, the ping treasure. I forgot about that. Is that a Sonic glass? Would be worried about drinking stuff too. It is a Sonic glass though. I used to have a whole set. I still have a Knuckles glass too, but I used to have one that had Tails and Eggman on there. And my last roommate, broke one of them, and then I broke the Robotnik one, and we were all sad. And he bought me a couple of replacements, and they were just terrible, and the art just kind of like scrubbed off with the sponge, and I was like, man. This is probably fine. The music definitely does add some like immediate tension to those moments though. See, even when I like spot them and I shoot them, I'm still just like, ah! Stressed out. That's not creepy. I know they're just empty suits, but they look like hanging bodies. Oh, one other thing I forgot to mention that I thought was pretty interesting about the way that the random loot is designed in this is that you won't anything that's randomized, because occasionally they preset specific ammo, but anything that's randomized, it won't give you ammo for a gun unless you already have it. So in a large way, the plasma cutter only run actually does make a lot of sense because you never run out of ammo. And I look at how much plasma cutter ammo I have. So much that I could just start selling this and I'd be okay for a little while. One of these days I'll use those more effectively. Text log. It's Sanic scribbled on it. If only. I would love to get a Sanic, like, just bad art Sonic glass. Oh, that isn't it. Give me that. Give me that. Oh, I have to be over here. Yeah, use that telekinesis. Kinesis module. Okay, now I can finally upgrade this jazz. Oh, yeah. I think... Okay, well, where am I with this? I got my damage. Yeah, okay. Well... I have... Oh, I could go max damage. I'm gonna wait, though. I'm gonna upgrade my kinesis twice. Kinda wish I could have gotten that last one. Should have saved it. But this way I can reach a lot more of those, like, rare pieces that I definitely would not be able to reach otherwise. There he is. There he is. Can I use this? I might be able to use this. Eh. I think I'm missing some items. Oh yeah. Oh, I have to go this way. Well, then I want to go this way. Gotta go fast. Oh, these all lead to the same place. I'll go figure. There you are. Oh, he's not chasing me? It's just a jump scare? I guess so. Alright. There you are. It's a different guy, though. Oh, look at that damage. It feels so good. It feels so right. Come on. No, no one? Alright, fine. Okay, so I gotta use the kinesis module. I'm torn between super specific play tests or play styles being encouraged through design and all-out randomness. Oh, you deleted a message, Henry? It's alright, man. I think Dead Space sort of does... I think they balance both reasonably well, because for the most part, certain guns are really good against specific types of enemies. So what ends up happening is... oh, I think there's going to be some guys on there. Maybe not. No, maybe not. So if you do go all out and you kind of buy all the guns... There you are. Oh, no. Still hate these guys. Come on, come on, come on. You're not super penalized. It just basically means that if you buy too many guns, you're gonna have to start rotating your guns based on what the random generation is. And in a way, I think that makes for a pretty compelling experience regardless. So I don't think it's so bad. But as soon as I realized that the plasma cutter only run was effective, that was definitely the method that I started gravitating toward. Oh yeah, here's how they tell you that the next time you come back to that space, it's going to be unsafe. Oh, actually, you know what? I can just go over there right now. Boom! Get my plasma cutter energy. I think that's it. came back here a little early, but I just wanted to explore. The nice thing is that that door's unlocked now, so. Also with random loot drops, having stuff like when your health is low, you get more health packs is so nice. That's true. Dynamic loot drops are a pretty nice way to subtly balance your game without it feeling really forced. Well, I like the difference between trying to ensure certain experience through design and letting the player create their own experiences or experience. Like if they want you to have multiple guns so they could force you to use... Sorry, I keep burping. Another by not dropping enough ammo. Yeah, I mean, I think that that's definitely... I think that in Dead Space, at least, they do a good job at encouraging just based on enemy designs alone. And even, in some cases, the level design. Oops. Yeah, I don't know. It's tough because at a certain point it's like, well, how much do you want things to be player agency, and do you want the player to feel like there isn't necessarily an optimal strategy and that, you know, the game is whatever kind of strategy they want to make of it, or how much do you want to have a more like engineered experience? And not to say that that's mutually exclusive either, because you can go both ways and still make for a pretty compelling and non-linear or non-forced kind of experience. Because even say like Plasma Cutter was the only gun in the game, there still is a lot of different types of tactics that the player themselves can adopt with that one gun too. And obviously it's a lot more narrow than it would be otherwise, but I guess I'm just sort of trying to think of an example. Well, there's a guy up there. There they are. There they are. God, I love having so much damage on this thing. Feels good. It's nice having good capacity, too. I feel like when you're making an engineered experience, it's more impactful, but not as fun. Yeah, I 100% agree with that. And I think that's generally the, that, like, mission statement kind of design of, like, when you're starting a high concept, ooh, oh, he's still alive, he's still alive. Man, he was the beefy guy too. Well, now I'm a fool. Oh, and there were explosives right here. Pfft. Good job, Chris. That's okay. We all make mistakes. You know what, though? I can walk around with these. It's probably a good way to get myself killed just by blowing myself up, but you never know. If I'm smart about it. I'll just leave that here for now.
Shut it, Danvers. Shut it. Engineering log. Temple reporting. Someone has shut off the fuel lines to the primary engine and damaged the valves in the process. They need to be repaired before I can reopen them, but we're running out of time. With the engine offline, orbit decay will begin in less than 10 hours. I just can't understand who would do this. If it's one of those crazy unitologist bastards, I'll break their neck.
They were coming. We never should have let them live.
Shut up, Danvers! Help me with the tools. Temple out.
There we go. There we go. That's how we do it on the Ishimura. Oh, but what's over here? Probably just loops. Oh, actually, that might be one of them. I might as well. Whoop. Do. Come on. Well, apparently it was not one of them. Listen to all that flappy meat. Oh, save spot. I definitely got attacked whilst trying to save once, and I was just like, oh no, as soon as the saving is over, I'm gonna die. Huh? Alright. The true great makes you feel like it's a choice when it's really not. Yeah, that's a whole art in itself, though. Just watch the GDC video on how to save players from themselves when it revolves around keeping players from finding optimal strategies which are unfunded to play. Unfun, yeah. That's interesting too, because some games benefit from that idea of, you know, discovering the optimal strategy. And some games suffer dramatically from that.
Whatever you did, it's working, Isaac. I have a few reading.
I am an engineer, after all.
That's enough to restore orbit once
Isaac
you bring the
Clarke.
engines online. What the hell? False alarm. Thought I saw.
Everything's fine. I'm sure everything will be A-okay. Oh, really? That's okay. Still have more than enough ammo to waste. Alright. Whoop. Oh, there we go. Yeah, probably is a good time to use one of these guys. Ishimura, more like I shoot more. It's ah. That's the joke. Okay. All right. All right. Hear you. Your flappy meat parts squirming around in those air vents. That's probably fine. That looks like a friend. You know what? I can pick this up. Oh, this is one of the not good ones. This one? I don't even know anymore. I don't know anything. Oh, well, that's nice. Oh, were there any... I don't think there's any secret items hidden off on this elevator. Oh, well, that's probably fine. I guess they want me to go up there and follow them. That's a great tactic of building tension too. Knowing or understanding that you have to follow the thing that's trying to kill you. It's a great way of building tension. I think maybe there's more in here now. But since I killed the one, I don't know. Oh. What time is it? Oh, it's almost 11. Not sure if you were done with your point from earlier about high concept, custom experience versus player freedom. I think I mostly finished that. I was a little scatterbrained from that one. But I think you pretty much nailed exactly what I would have talked about with saying that the more engineered experience can be more impactful, but maybe not as like replayable. Or I don't remember what it was exactly that you said. Yeah, engineered experience is more impactful, but not as fun. Yeah, that was pretty much what my line of thinking was too. Nah, I'm gonna sell this. I don't need that. How many nodes do I have? I have 2. I'll sell those line racks. And I'm just gonna sell 1, 2, 3. I'll keep that medium med pack. Lest I want to sell 3 bundles of ammo, which is probably not worth it. 1, 2. 4 nodes. Feels good. Okay, well, I think I'm going to call it here. This seems like a pretty good point to kind of stop the stream for now. But I definitely want to come back and play more Dead Space. So if you guys like this, then I guess next stream I could do this. Unless in the meantime, if you want me to play something else, or if there's something else that comes to mind that you would like to see on the stream, I am 100% down with just about anything. I'll post it in the Discord. I have a whole list of every single game we have in our library, which there's some NES games I need to add to that list because I went to a retro games shop the other day. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the stream and the chat. Sorry if I was a little scatterbrained. Dead Space kind of requires a little bit more attention than I might normally have on the show. Helps if I have a co-host too to like kind of keep conversation going while I'm playing a game or vice versa. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next stream.